Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a look at this 10 or D. Just about a few days ago I had done the unboxing of this 10 or D, and many of you asked me to do for 10 or D. And this is the 10 or D. I've already taken it out. This is not my unit actually. I got this from Amit Bhavani, so it was open. So I took it out and I've already set up the device also. So I will also in the later part of the video give you my impressions which is better, 10 or E or the 10 or D, because the pricing is actually very similar, but the 10 or E is a bigger device having a 5.5 inch screen. This has a 5.2 inch screen. So this is what you get in the box. We get a charging cable, a USB to micro USB, nothing special, and a power brick. That's it, what you get in the box, nothing else. So let me keep these things to the side. So guys, this is the handset itself. It has a 5.2 inch screen, and let me give you a physical overview first. On the top we have the 3.5mm headphone jack and a secondary noise cancellation microphone, and here we have the similar setup. On the top we have the power on off button and we have the volume rocker. These buttons are actually plastic. This is aluminum feel that it is giving, and on the bottom we have the main microphone. The speakers have been moved over here on this one, and we just have the micro USB port that'll be used for charging, and on here we have the SIM tray. And actually, as I've told you, I've already set up this phone. I've got one update, and many of you were asking, does it work with Geo? So as you can see, I've put my Geo SIM, and yes, Geo works. I tested. So it's proper 2 nano SIM and a micro SD card option that you get. So let's pop in this SIM bag, and so we also have a fingerprint scanner here and a LED flash, and it's a fingerprint magnet, as you can see. And guys, if you heard some noise, just please bear with me. Some renovation work going on. My neighbor can't help that. And let me just unlock this. And it has that fingerprint scanner, as you can see, it unlocked. But before we proceed, here are the quick specs for 10 or D. This 10 or D is having a 5.2 inch 720p HD screen, and is powered by the Snapdragon 425 chipset, which is actually a quad-core processor. It comes with 3 GB of RAM with 32 GB of internal storage. It's a proper dual SIM device with dedicated SD card support. Moving to the camera, it has a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera with the LED flash and a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. It also has a fingerprint scanner, a physical LED notification light, and a 3500 mAh battery. And so guys, I have already set up this phone. As you can see, it's running on the Geo SIM, and it detects VoLTE and stuff and all those things. Just let me remove that. So yeah, VoLTE support is there. I got an update. I have applied that update, and after that it is on the January security update, but still on Android no good. And by the way, this is being sold in India. It's Amazon product, so sold by Amazon India, and this sells for rupees 6,000. I'll leave the link in the description area. So it has a lot of Amazon based widgets, as you can see, and some Amazon apps also, and some 10 or D. One thing to note is that I'll do a comparison later on with this one, but this is the 10 or E, and the 10 or E is having a bigger screen. This is a 1080p display, and also the processor is actually better. This has a Snapdragon 430, which is an octa-core processor. This is just having a quad-core processor, but again, I'll do the comparison later. So apart from that, another thing that I've noticed is that it does not have auto brightness sensor. So if you go over the settings, I checked that. If you go here to the display, it is just having ambient display but no auto brightness, so you have to manually adjust the brightness here. So that is one thing that is disappointing that I have noticed. I'll show you the sensors also later on. But regarding the Android version, if I just go back here, and also in touch response, I would say the 10 or E was slightly better than this one. Let me adjust the brightness, guys, a little bit. As I told you, no auto brightness on this one, so that's a disappointing thing that I've noticed with this. But it comes with Android version 7.1.2, so still not no good. And as I told you, I got an update, and it's now on the January 1st Android security update after that. So that's what it is. So it's getting that monthly security updates, and in interface it's almost close to stock Android. Not a lot of third-party apps apart from Amazon, because it's an Amazon device. And I did install Anti-Tool. Let's check that for what sensors it has, what sensor it's omitting, etc. If you go to my device, as you can see, it's known as 10 or D, 7.1.2 Android version that you're getting, and the screen is a 5.2 inch, but just a 720p display, not a 1080p. Let's just go down and see. And regarding storage, that is a good thing. It comes with 32 GB, and out of that 32 GB, you roughly get about 23 gigabytes of internal storage. And storage shouldn't be a problem because you can also add a micro SD card, as I've mentioned earlier. And if we go down over here, let's go down to the sensors. Where are the sensors? Yeah, so here are the sensors that we have. Acceleration sensor we have, obviously a rotation sensor we have, and also the gravity. And interesting thing is that it also has a gyroscope sensor, but the light sensor is actually missing. So that is something that was disappointing. So no ambient light sensor on this one, but orientation sensor and gyroscope sensor are present on this one. So they omitted the auto brightness sensor, which is sort of slightly disappointing in my frank opinion, because this one had that. So that's regarding the sensors. So it is running on the Snapdragon 425 chipset, and it has a 3500 milliamp hour battery. Let's also look at the fingerprint sensor responsiveness on this. So just like the Tenor D, it is good, but takes about half a second to unlock. Gives a haptic feedback when you click on it, and then it unlocks. It's not the fastest that I've say. Again, as you can see, it takes about half a second, but again, in terms of accuracy, it's good. Again, it's actually a little bit wide for a 5.2 inch screen because of the huge chins, but again, for the price, we simply can't complain. And camera, the rear facing camera is a 13 megapixel, front facing is 5. Let's quickly have a look at that. So let's just allow that. I don't think so there'll be a difference in interface of these two. So yeah, it's almost close to stock Android, but not exactly that, I would say. So this is what it is regarding the camera. And if we go to the settings, as you can see, max is 13 megapixel. And let's go to the video option and see. If we go to the video option, video recording is up to 1080p. So that is one thing that you have noticed. Before I show you the camera samples, here is a word from the sponsor of this video, that is Cashify.in. Are you looking to buy this device or any other smartphone? Then sell your old mobile and laptops on Cashify.in to unlock the best market price. Check out Cashify.in to encash your phone in less than 60 seconds. So here are some of the sample shots that I have taken with this Tenor D in my office and in artificial lighting conditions, and some shots taken in my roof garden, so that you can have a very quick idea regarding its camera performance. The camera is just strictly average, I would say, in artificial and indoor lighting conditions, but considering the price point, we can't expect that much. Now let's also quickly compare this one with its elder brother, that is this Tenor E. Again, as you can see, this has the auto brightness sensor, so it's adapting to the light. Here I have to manually adjust the brightness on this one. So that is one thing that I have noticed. And this has a slightly better quality screen. Obviously this is a bigger device, and this has a 5.5 inch screen, but this is a 1080p screen, guys. And this also has the auto brightness sensor. So I feel in terms of value for money, this base version is selling for 6,000 rupees, but it comes with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 GB of internal storage. If you want that 3 gigabyte RAM, 32 GB, this is for 7,000 rupees. But frankly speaking, I would say instead of this Tenor D, if I were you, I would go with this one, because this one is actually having a better processor. This is having the Snapdragon 430 chipset, which is actually an octa-core. That's an 8-core processor, whereas this is only running on the Snapdragon 425 chipset, which is just a quad-core processor. So I frankly feel between this two, the Tenor D or the Tenor E, considering the fact that this has a better processor, auto brightness sensor is also enabled on this, slightly better screen also, my pick between these two would be the Tenor E. Again, guys, that's it for now for this unboxing and overview video for this Tenor D. If you're still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.